Good day, everyone. My name is Opeifa Olasunkanmi, your English teacher, and today we are going to be looking at informal letter, and this is preparation towards our certificate examinations. Talk of the exams organized by WAEC or NECO or NAPTEP in Nigeria or West Africa as far as WAEC is concerned. And as I said, we are going to be looking at informal letter today. This is one compulsory question. This is one question that comes regularly every year. Not compulsory, you can choose it, and most of the time it's always the most preferred of all the essay questions in English language. And we're going to be looking at it now from the angle of a final year student, not just in secondary school now, or somebody who is preparing to have his certificate exam, have certificates for his examination. That's for SS3 students now. So let's start from the beginning. What is an informal letter? An informal letter is a family and friends letter. Yes, it's a letter you write to members of your family and letters you write to your friend. And with that, you know that it is not a rigid letter. It gives room for some flexibility. You can have your abbreviation. You can use some expressions that are not allowed in formal letter. It doesn't mean that you can just express yourself anyhow anyway. If you are writing it in English language, which it is, you are supposed to write it in English, not pidgin. So many students tend to write and include pidgin, saying it is an informal letter, anything is allowed. No, it is wrong. Please, even though it's an informal letter, you are not to use certain expression. And if you are using anything foreign, you have to quote it, put it in double inverted comma up there. Okay, you quote it to show that yes, it is not, it's a foreign element. If you are using any strange language. So even though it's a letter written to members of your family or your friends, and it gives room for flexibility, there are things you also need to adhere to. You are supposed to also follow some rules and regulation. Mind you, it is not just a letter that you are going to write and throw away. An examiner will assess your work, so you need to be very careful also. So that's with definition. Let's look at the features that you are supposed to have in your informal letter. There are 5 main features you are supposed to have. The first one is address of the writer. The second one is date. Third is salutation. The fourth one is body of the letter. And the last one is closing or subscript. The address is supposed to be written at the right side of your book, then date below it, salutation move to the left, very close to the margin. All this we are going to look at one by one. The body of the letter will be a topic for another day, and closing we're also going to look at it today. So we are going to be looking at all this now skeletally, and the body of the letter will be treated as a separate topic another day. So let's move on and look at how we are supposed to write our address. Looking at it, look at the address here now. You are allowed to use any address. Of course, some teachers advise their students to use the school address. For instance, I teach in Government Day Secondary School, Karu. You can have something like Government Day Secondary School, Karu. You have your comma, Government Day Secondary School rather, comma, Karu below it, comma, then Abuja, full stop. But I'm also used to this one because this is a general class now. You can have your number 4, comma, Ajao Street, comma, the first line, every line you put comma until you get to the last location, either your state or your country. So 4, comma, Ajao Street. Please mind you, look at A of Ajao now is in capital letter. So it means every initial letter in your address should be written in capital letter. If you are using 4 as a number, please desist from using number 4 as NO4. Please, you don't need it. Knock off the NO and just start with 4. Put your comma after it. I'm repeating that now. Then start every word now with a capital letter. Ajao Street, comma. Now, as you move on to the higher location, which is the next line, you also drop a comma after that. Lagos. If your letter is within the country, of course, you can stop with state. But if it's going outside the country, you can move on, put comma after state, which is Lagos here now, and then Nigeria, full stop. Like this example I have here, I've included Nigeria here now. Then instead of having my comma and my full stop after Lagos, I have a comma there, and then the full stop is in Nigeria. Mind you, every initial letter should be written in capital letter. So that's for address. We move on now to date. Under date, look at it. Of course, date could be written anyhow, but remember this is an examination that's going to be marked. So we are going to be having it written like this. Write something like 7th May 2020. Now let's take it carefully. Look at my th of 7th. It is not written as 7 raised to power th. We are advised, and then that's the common thing in our examination, that the th, the rd, the st that stands for first, second, third should not be a superscript. It should be on the same base with the rest, on the same line with the rest. You should not be jumping up, that it is not mathematics. So let's just adhere to that one. So let's go to the date again. 7th May. After May, you put comma 2020. Please note here, it is not compulsory that you write the date of the examination. Please choose any date that is convenient for you and that is reasonable enough. Of course, don't say 1972. No, don't say 2033. Please just be reasonable. You can use the same year. And so many students don't actually know how to spell some months very well. You've seen students saying October. You've seen them spelling February in some very funny way. So I advise students use from March, April, May, June, the ones you can spell. Remember, this is examination that determines your progress in life. So I have chosen May here, and often I choose May. Some cannot even write capital letter M very well. You are not supposed to joke with your examination this time around. So why not take June? Take April. But remember, you have to start with capital letter. So that is for date. They are 7th May 2020. If you have any question at this point, you can put it in the comment section. So after date is salutation. Your salutation is supposed to be written very close to the margin, like what I have here. Dear Joy. You can see the D of the dear is very close to the margin. And you are supposed to use the first name of the recipient of the letter. Of course, you can also write the nickname of the recipient. However, it is very dangerous. You're not supposed to have two names. In case your recipient, as I always say, is the recipient of your letter nickname is African Queen, you are likely to have African as the surname and Queen as the first name, funnily. So please, I advise, don't play with your examination. Just write the first name alone and drop it there. The letter is not just to your friend alone, as we have Joy here. The letter is not just to your sister. Maybe your sister is Joy. It can be to your parents too. So what do we do in that case? I have this listed here. Dear Joy. If you're writing Dear Mom, a letter to your mother, you can use Dear Mom and put your M in capital letter. Dear Dad, D in capital letter, the initial D in capital letter. Dear Auntie Titi, Dear Uncle Uche. The last two, Auntie and Uncle, I know there can be one or two arguments. I've heard some teachers saying A of Auntie or U of Uncle should be written in small letter. But I've considered this to be proper nouns. So it's just one entity. You can refer to your uncle as Uncle Uche, and that's the name. Anytime you want to call him Uncle Uche, Uncle Uche. So that's a proper noun. So where you consider the name to be proper noun, you are allowed to write them in capital letter. So far, you've looked at salutation. Now, so let's move on to the next one. That's the body of the letter. Of course, we're not going to be treating body today. That will be another topic for another day. We are going to be taking that one properly. But structurally, you are supposed to leave enough space for your paragraph. You can see the space between there now. The space is wide enough to show that a paragraph is starting here. So it's a pleasure writing. Of course, we are going to continue that one in the next episode of this lesson. So let's move on to the next thing, which is the last thing you're supposed to do. Your closing, which is your subscript. Yours sincerely, love. Look at my yours sincerely. My Y is in capital letter. The rest of the letters are small letter. Please be careful. The sincerely, the S is not supposed to be in capital letter. It's supposed to be in small letter. And make sure it is almost the same size with the S that is ending yours. If it's a little bit bigger, it can be considered as a capital letter, and that will be ringed against you. And the first name, your first name as a writer, should be used. Then put a full stop after it. Please comma after your sincerely and full stop after your name. So far now we've looked at informal letter formal features and how they should be presented. And let me go back to, let's just recap quickly now. One, you have to use your address, and the address should be written this way, and then followed by date. You can see how the date is written. Then your salutation is there. The body of letters, I said, will be treated later, and you close your letter with yours sincerely. If you are able to maintain all this, you will have saved yourself a lot of stress and a lot of wringings. You remember, for every error, half mark will be deducted. Error in capitalization, error in spelling, error in grammar. We are not dealing with the grammar here now. Error in punctuation. So put your punctuation very well. Put comma where comma is supposed to be, and you will see that you also have peace writing the examination. So before we go on, or before we call it a day for today, you can equally respond back in your comment. Ask any question you want to write now in the comment section, and at the same time write your own address too. Write your date, write your salutation, leave 1 or 2 lines for the body, close your letter, okay, and then take a picture of it and post it in the comment section. Let's see what you can do also, and be sure it's going to be assessed. Don't be ashamed, don't worry. You can go through it very well and post it. Let's see your comments. And at the same time, please share this to your friends on any platform. It's free, okay? Just share it on WhatsApp, share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on YouTube, okay? And for the YouTube channel that's going to be sharing this, please click the subscribe button so that you can get notification of other lessons we are going to be sharing during this period. Thank you very much, as I see you in our next class, where we are going to look at the body of the letter and how to achieve 450 words. Thank you. Bye for now.